Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Athletic School podcast. Today, we do not have a guest speaker. It's gonna be only me. It's gonna be a short episode, a little bit different. I have done some of these before, but anyway, lately I have been getting into this dilemma of when to work hard and when to rest, when to step back. Um, and I want to share some thoughts with you guys. Want to hear what you guys have to say. Uh, but anyway, when to rest and when to work hard, right? Well, I do not have the answer, and that's pretty straightforward. But here's the thing: we all we are all different people, right? So the biggest thing for me is we need to know ourselves, right? So you need to know yourself. You need to know when it's time for you to push hard and when it's time for you to rest. Um, I am all about action and working hard and being obsessed, but I think it's extremely important for us to understand that in order to keep pushing harder and harder and harder and achieving the goals that we wanted to achieve, uh, we need to take some time off. And that can be mentally, and that can also be physically, and especially physically when it comes to athletes. Um, the biggest thing for me is the mindset, right? It's extremely tricky um, when you keep telling yourself that it's okay to rest, it's okay to press the snooze button again and stay in bed a little extra or not go do an extra workout. Uh, Therefore, again, it comes back to awareness. You need to be aware, so you need to be asking yourself, um, am I being lazy? Do I need to rest today so I can perform better tomorrow, right? So create a habit of asking yourself questions and having that self-talk because that will help you having some clarity and perspective of the actions that you do. Because a lot of the things that we do through our day, we are not really aware. We're just doing it and doing it and doing it, but we don't stop and think. And if you can meditate, I think that's awesome, and I think you should do it. Um, but simply asking yourself, sitting down, having a journal, putting your cell phone away, so you can have clarity and think things through. I think that's a simple task, a simple exercise that can help you a lot. Um, you need to understand that throughout our lives, especially as athletes, we go through different phases, right? So there are phases that we need to work hard in order to, get better at, I don't know, soccer, passing or basketball shooting, stuff like that. But there are times that we need to step back, we need to rest a little bit more physically and mentally so we can perform better. Um, and I say that based on my own experience. This last year, I have been taking not necessarily a time off, but resting more, prioritizing my sleep, getting at least 8 hours of sleep, uh, making sure I'm eating correctly, and things like that. And what happened is that I have been getting better in terms of performance, right? I got to a point that it's not necessarily something specific about my sport that I need to improve, but it's about getting there and performing and doing the things that I know I'm able to, but for some reason I haven't been able to do it, right? So, um, so you need to understand what phase are you in your life. If you are a player that uh, you cannot, I don't know, in soccer, for example, give a simple pass, give this type of pass, then you need to work on that as much as you can, right? Because it's simple math, guys. Um, if I practice the same exercise 3 times and you practice it only once, I'm gonna get better than you. And that's I don't think we need to discuss that. I think that's pretty common sense. But when it comes to performance, it's about getting there and performing and doing what you were supposed to do. right? So before I get there, let's say I already know how to do. I know how to pass the ball. I know how to shoot. I know how to do all those things. Now it's about doing it, right? So I need to be able to perform. And sometimes I'm not gonna be able to perform if I just ran I don't know, I just ran 5K or something like that. So um, ask yourself questions and become aware of your situation, and then you're gonna know when it's time for you to push and when it's time for you to rest. um, I do think you need to be obsessed in in order to achieve something, uh, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't take a time off. And when I talk about time off, you can, it's not necessarily mentally or physically or not doing anything and being a vegetable. No, it's not about that. It's about not going to do an extra workout so you can perform better, right? So for example, here we practice in the afternoon. Um, Many times I go to the gym in the morning, but what I have noticed is sometimes when I take the morning off physically and I spend time reading a book or doing a podcast or learning something different and or even working on homework, um, I'm able to perform better in the afternoon because my body's not tired, my muscles are not tired, right? Um, so think about that and become aware of your situation. And again, remember, it's about the mindset. Are you giving an excuse, or do you have a reasonable reason to stay in and not go do a workout? Um, Another thing, have a friend that you can talk about those things. It's extremely important. Personally, I have a hard time talking to people about my life, but I think you should talk to someone, to a friend that can hold you accountable and can help you in a way in reading those situations and realizing what's really happening. Um, so have that friend, become aware of your situation. What kind of phase are you going through your life right now? And then you will learn um, when to push and when to step back. Uh, we all have the answers that we need. We just need to start asking the right questions.